Hello, hello. Good to see you guys again. Looking forward to chatting with you. We're going to go over a couple of themes that came up this week that have to do, hey, I comment to make you angry. You are first, indeed. Welcome. Good to see you. How are you? Like I was saying, we're going to go over some themes that came up, some topics that have to do with relationships, narcissist, and this other thing I'll get into later. And then, good, I'm glad you're doing well. And then also, I think I'm going to do another round of my course, Thriving After Toxic Relationships and Narcissistic Abuse. It's always there. You can download it and access it, but then I do it live. I go live, and then it's kind of like group coaching, and I walk you guys through it. So if you are interested in that, you can download. If you download the course now, it's at a reduced price, but I'm going to change that soon. So I would take advantage of that, and I'll make that announcement later again. I did 1,000 push-ups, not at once, maybe. Well, that's great. Good. That's good for your, obviously it's good for your body, but it's really good for your, raises dopamine and all of that. So that's good. So yeah, it's good to see you guys on a Wednesday. Oh, you know what? I was going to plug this in to make sure. I just bought this thing to make sure the internet could be nice and strong. And I almost forgot. Give me a sec. If you guys have any questions. Oh man, I can't do it. But yeah, I got a few interesting comments about certain things. There we go. Okay, can you guys hear me okay? I want to make sure before I get into the questions that we got today and some of the themes. Someone write yes if you can hear me. How was your week? Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, you guys can hear me. Okay, so hi, how are you? How's everyone? So the first thing that I want to get into, because some people were commenting, and I just heard it a lot this week, that there's this like maybe anger and surprise when you find out who the narcissist really is and you have completely clocked them and they can't manipulate or control you or use you as any form of supply. So they can't offload all of the shame and guilt that they feel, because again, we have to remember that narcissists only see you as supply. So it's either I'm going to use you for adoration and praise or to do dirty work for me. So again, I look good. This is for bosses, or like in the work environment. But if I'm not getting something out of, that's how they think. If I'm, what can I get out of this person? You are only supply. I don't care how much they love bomb you. I don't care what they told you at the time when they were love bombing you. It's not true. So narcissists only see you as supply. So, and if they can't offload, like in the devaluing phase, if they can't offload any of their guilt and shame, if none of that works anymore, and you completely understand who they are, they're done with you. Again, so like no one, and I swear, like no one will villainize you more than a narcissist that knows that you see right fucking through them. It's done. Game over. They have nothing left to do because they can't use you as supply. So they have nothing left to do but villainize you. So they will go to their flying monkeys and their enablers and tell this story about how bad you are and you're the villain and they did nothing wrong and whatever's all your fault. And it's just this big thing. And they're a total victim. Because it's also a way to offload the shame and guilt, because if they if they know that they've got found out by you, then they're going to try to tip the scales in their favor, try to do some type of reputation management, even though most people know who they are, by saying, oh, they're so awful. And they'll literally accuse you of and spread rumors about you of what they did. Okay. So that's what happens when you really kind of burn the house down and you're like, nope, can't get anything out of me. Don't be shocked when they do that. And it often is. I have clients and people in my comment section that are like, I can't believe, I clock them for who they are, and then now they're upset at me and they're saying all this stuff that's not even not true, but they're accusing me of what they did. Yeah, that's going to happen. They get very angry because, again, narcissists never take responsibility for anything that they need to take responsibility for that they think will make them look bad, even if they clearly even if they just did it, which I know drives some people crazy sometimes. So what they'll do instead to not take any responsibility for anything is act like the victim and do what's called a smear campaign. So tell everyone that, you're wrong, and they're the victim. So, and if that happens, I would say, I know it can be frustrating. But let it go. What you give energy to, you get more of. So if you decide to ignore it, it'll fade. And by the way, if you have someone in your life that is going to believe the narcissist over you, or, especially if you did not do what they did, you don't need that person in your life. If someone could be swayed by the narcissist, or they're so under the narcissist's control that they would abandon you or take their side or not even be any kind of diplomatic about it, I would question that relationship, friendship, whatever it is. And I know it can be difficult sometimes, especially when you have a narcissistic parent doing this. And let's say one of the siblings takes their side, because if you have a narcissistic parent, it is like being in a cult. You have to be like, okay, praise the narcissist. And if you don't behave within the narcissist rules, which are constantly changing, by the way, but if you don't behave by the narcissist rules, or you have an original thought, or you just don't think like they do, you're done, you're toast. And then you have to forgive and do the whole cycle of abuse. I mean, literally if you look at cults, the psychology of the cult leader and the whole cult ecosystem is identical to being in a relationship with a narcissist, especially in a family unit. And so there's always one that's like, fuck this is toxic, and you guys are literally brainwashed, because you have to be kind of brainwashed. But it is infuriating, and it can be very sad. And I think there's a lot of grief attached to when you have, especially if you have a narcissistic parent and the other one is enabling, and maybe the enabling a narcissistic parent knows what the narcissist is doing, but they just won't stand up to the narcissistic parent. And so they often choose their narcissistic spouse over the child. And that's a difficult situation to be in. And but I'm telling you, the people that really love you, the people that really love and care about you, they will see through the narcissist thing. They wouldn't just listen to the narcissist smear campaign and then completely take their side. And if they do, I'm sorry about that, because there is a lot of grieving attached to that. When that happens, it's not fun and it's sad. So I just want you to know that you're seen and I understand you. But it is better to move on and get those people out of your life. Let's see. Yeah, in narcissist view, it's either you are on my side or nothing. You'll hear narcissists say that all the time. Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? Because again, they won't take responsibility for anything. So they perceive things. It's if you're on my side, you understand, you have to be under the belief that I never have done anything wrong and I never do anything wrong. And you always have to defend me and excuse my behavior. It's a rough way to live. Those of you that have narcissistic spouses, it's pretty tough. So, and it's very toxic, and it literally affects your health. If you follow me on TikTok, I talk a lot about that, how it can literally age you. And there are ways to fix that and fix the cellular repair. I've gone over it with, taking NMN Again, if you follow me on TikTok, you can see all of my videos about NMN, but it really does enhance cell repair, and you could literally reverse your age in that way. It'll like your wrinkles and everything will start to smooth out. But we still have to do the mental health side of it. We still have to do the inner work as well. But I'm always an advocate of doing the inner work and the outer work at the same time, because when you're doing the outer work, like exercising and taking care of yourself, you're actually enhancing your self-esteem. So it's really important to do those things. Do things that bring you joy. So doing the inner and outer work, they have a very symbiotic relationship. And it's also really important because the narcissist will be like, why are you doing that? Oh, and like, for instance, like when I've dated a narcissist, like I've dated several of them, and I work out every day. Why are you working out every day? Are you trying to do whatever for guys? It's like, no, it's my health, or whatever. Maybe you like painting, and they'll be like, oh, your painting is stupid, whatever it is, So I just want you to know that when you are out of these toxic relationships, it's very important to come back to you and take care of you. Let's see. Hi, Peter. Hey, everyone. Missed the last live. Hope, Lauren, you good. I am good. Yeah, we missed you on Saturday, but you're here. Hi. Hi, James. Hi, Lauren. Just checking in. Love the topic. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful if you do the work. Yes, it is so beautiful on the other side. It really is. I'm telling you. Yes, is it painful very temporarily to look at certain things, especially if they've been unconscious patterns? And if they are unconscious patterns, they show up again and again until you like, hey, maybe I should fix this, as the same toxic pattern. And people mistake it as like, oh, all men are shit. All women are this way. No, they're not. Like literally, there's no DNA encoded in men and women that they're shit or whatever. But you have an experience that is unconsciously created a feedback loop that men aren't safe, women aren't safe. In one of my videos, someone wrote, can you please stop telling people that you attract certain relationships? I'm like, absolutely not. You can stay in victimhood if you want to, but you probably came across this so you could get out of your victimhood. Like, do you think that life is just happening to you? No, it's your video game, babe, and you are attracting things based on your conscious and unconscious patterns, what you feel entitled to, what you feel like you are, like really believe that you want, need, and deserve. And really think about that. Like, okay, oh yeah, maybe I want this amount of money or this type of relationship, but do you really feel like that's available to you? When I get really deep, like doing the work with my clients, they'll be like, you know what? I guess I don't believe that that's available, or yeah, that I can have that. That's why you don't. That is why you don't. So, and a lot of my work is about changing your belief system, rewiring your nervous system to be like, okay, healthy relationships are normal. It's normal to feel safe in a relationship, not like on eggshells, even if you've been used to it your whole life. Since you were a baby, like relationships were chaotic and you grew up in a chaotic, I get it. But all I'm saying is that any moment you can decide, you know what? Relationships are safe now. You know what? I get treated really well at work and I am the best at what I do. And I am whatever, like a multimillionaire, whatever it is that you want. If you can just decide to claim it and then act from that place and literally believe that, like your life will change. So, but yeah, I can't remember what video it was on, but it's like, yeah, that's not true. You can't control like who comes into your like reality, and like you don't attract anything. I'm like, yes, you do. We're all energy. Everything is energy, and like attracts like. And I didn't want to hear that either, because I'm like, no, I'm trying so hard to heal. And then it was like, yeah, I had to look at that. Like these unconscious patterns are like things that I just needed to release, that still, there was just some still wounding. There was still like an emotional charge that I needed to let go of. And, that's just part of the healing game. Multitasking as I'm listening. Oh, okay. Um, Hopefully, like if you're driving, don't type. Hi, Miss Priya. Hey, stop by. Have you ever heard of this let them theory they talk about. Yeah, I like Mel Robbins. Um, yeah, I mean, it kind of ties into other things I've talked about in terms of like actually it's very similar to like letting go. It's kind of like our power versus force, which is David R. Hawkins' other book, where it's not like I'm going to control and like come from these fear-based emotions where I'm manipulating and try to force a situation. And it also goes along with like Neville Goddard's work, or in terms of manifesting and creating the life that you want. If you're forcing her, then you're saying that you're like literally radiating and broadcasting that you don't have something. So, but if it's like let them, okay, then you're going to be more in a flow state. And when you're in a flow state, things effortlessly come to you. So, yeah. Did you have a specific question about the let them theory? Coleman, the quality of video is super low. Oh, no. Okay. Hold on. Thank you for telling me that. Let me see. If I unplug this, does the quality get better? Okay. Because I had this Ethernet thing. So let me know if the quality of the video gets better. Thank you for telling me, guys. Good looking out. Let me see. Peter, boy, I need to work on my imposter syndrome and continue to manage my inner critic. Take my course on I think it's like $99 and you have access to it forever. I'm always adding to it. But like what is so good about that is that it's this huge vault of information and exercises that you just get into your mind, and you reprogram your mind all the time with these exercises of how to eliminate imposter syndrome and actually work with the energy of imposter syndrome, where you, because if everything's energy, you can transmute that energy. Like you can turn water into steam, right? If you add heat to it, if you do different things. So, and I talk about that a lot in the course. I talk a lot of things, but it's nice to have that. And I have the links to it in the description. You could find it. But it's nice to have those, just access to those things. Because it's like, okay, I need to rewire my brain in this way. Let me go to whatever, this exercise, and go through the whole thing. Oh, the quality's still the same? Oh, gosh, guys. I don't know what to do. My video is pixelated. Ah, that's such a bummer. Well, at least we can hear you. Greetings. Hi, Big Pontiac. I'm so sorry because I have full bars. Shoot. Well, let me plug this back in since it doesn't seem to matter, but I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know what to do. Let's hope it gets better. Let me know if it does get better. But oh my gosh, I'm so sorry because I just always want you guys to have like such a good experience. So I'm sorry it's pixelated. That's such a bummer. Hey, Jojo. Good to see you, Jojo. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm really glad that you can hear me though. But yeah, I want you to see me too. I'm so sorry about that. I can try closing other things. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if you have any wins to celebrate. It's really important. I'm always reminding and suggesting to you guys to celebrate your wins literally every day. So that is super important. I don't know what I could do to make my... I don't know if it would help to switch to my... Hold on. Let me know if it's any better, you guys. If you've been here for a while, you know I have internet drama. I've tried everything, like literally like every service. And my internet guy comes out here all the time. But he'll be out here again because I'm not giving up. I'm getting this internet situation figured out. I don't know what it is. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, it got better. It's better. Okay. I think using my hotspot looks better. Yay. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for telling me. But anyway, like I was saying, if you have any questions, of course, let me know what they are. And then if you have any wins to celebrate, and it could be something that is in your mind small, because I promise you it's not that small. It could be like, you know what? I got myself out of that thinking loop. Like when I was thinking about that, or my mind was starting to obsess about that, I noticed it and redirected my thoughts. That's great. The more you do that, the more like you're creating a new feedback loop. Again, whatever you give energy to, you get more of it, expands. So if it's like, oh, that past situation with that person, and then you're like, and you just breathe. You could do one of the methods from Soothing Sundays, your 3, 2, 1, or just literally breathing is the most underrated thing. I mean, it's pretty like we have to do it all the time, but most people don't do it correctly. So if you can give yourself that pause and breathe and lower your cortisol levels, that can change your brain chemistry so much faster than, any type of medication or anything that, the powers that be want you to think. Peter, sometimes I feel I'm being numb versus processing emotion. How to avoid that? Well, that's a very good observation, first of all. And so it's so funny that you mentioned that, Peter, because I was just, I just came across a reel, like a video of a woman who, her narcissistic mom, and she's like, yeah, I just feel kind of numb. So first of all, I just want to acknowledge that that's a phase, and that's where she is in her journey. And that's, um, I don't think that's like you're not like stuck there, but like it's okay to like vacillate in and out of the numb stage sometimes. Just noticing that you're there, and it's kind of like, okay, is it my nervous system? Because it could be a couple things. Is it my nervous system just trying to reset itself? Or is it something that when I think about that certain thing, I get numb? So, because sometimes it's just like your nervous system just needs to recalibrate, just like anything else, just like your digestion needs to do certain things, just like you need to sleep at night.